Hi, YouTube family. Welcome to Escape from Crazytown. And happy crappy hour to you guys. Happy Thursday. It's good to see you guys here. I want to give you a few minutes to hop on. And in the meantime, I'll tell you about my happies and crappies. Oh my goodness. Well, actually, I guess it doesn't make sense to tell you about it until I see you guys hopping on, right? Hey, I see some people are getting on, or agriculturist, good to see you. Good afternoon to you. And John, good morning to you. So glad that you made it. Hey, oh hey, okay, I've got a few people on already, so we can get started. I'm so glad to see you guys here this morning. I have to laugh at myself this morning. I'll tell you what. I was going to talk about this crappy that happened to me this week, and I will tell you about it. But another crappy happened to me this morning, and I'm like, no, I gotta get ready for live streaming. I gotta get ready for Happy Crappy Hour. Um, you see, Ocean Girl 505. Good morning. It's so good to see you. Welcome. Yes, it's your first time. Yay. I know. I love this pineapple too. Oh, okay, I have to tell you the little story. The reason I have this pineapple drink container is it sparked joy. Okay, I don't know if you guys have read Marie Kondo's The Life-Changing Miracle of Decluttering or something like that. It's a great book. But she says only get things that spark joy, or keep things that spark joy in your life. Everything else is just clutter in your life. So, unless you need it, there are papers that we need to have, right? Important papers, bills, or, tax returns, whatever. So keep those birth certificates and stuff like that. But as far as everything else that's not necessary in your life, things that we just, buy because we want it, only get it if it sparks joy in your life. Anyway, so this pineapple sparked joy in my life when I walked by it at, and I'll mention it, Walmart. Loved it. And I just smiled when I saw it and laughed. And when I touched it, the texture is awesome. It's all bumpy. Anyway, there's my little plug. If you guys want to go to Walmart and get yourself one. Just awesome. So let me see. Oh, I have some others coming on. Oh, Brian, first time here. Oh, good to see you. Crystal Jean, hi. John says, I watch your video every day. Why the narcissists look happy with the new supply. Greatest video ever. Okay. And Ocean Girl 505 says, thanks. I am a rambler. Oh, okay. That's great, because apparently I am too, right? Lady Bo Bannon, I love it. Good to see you. Everything sparks joy with my kids. LOL. Trying to clean their rooms. Oh yeah. Oh no, that's not good, right? Because they're like, no, I'm gonna keep this. Yeah, and there are reasons to keep sentimental things too. Anyway, I would highly suggest you read that book from Marie Kondo, Kondo, The Life-Changing Miracle of Decluttering. And then get your kids to do it with you, because it actually teaches them how to let go of things and not clutter their lives with stuff. And when you don't clutter your life with stuff, you also won't clutter your life with emotional stuff. So the physical stuff leads to emotional stuff. So anyway, you guys, Ocean Girl, good to see you. And Crystal Jean, she says, me too, can't throw their stuff away. They're kids. 1991 Windsor, good morning from Ohio. Hey, good to see you. So you guys, I'm going to talk about happy and crappies. And this morning I come down to my kitchen and one of my flower pots is overflowing water. And I don't know why I did not check this, but apparently this pot that I bought, from the store already has flowers in it. And I thought, oh, this will look really nice. So I put it in my kitchen, and I didn't realize there were holes at the bottom of the pot. I thought it was just a one solid pot thing, and it's huge. It's probably, like a 10-gallon, probably 15-gallon pot. It's big. So I've been watering it because the plants seem kind of dry. Anyway, come down. It's overflowing, or not overflowing. It's been draining oh my gosh, onto my wood floor. No. So of course, I'm cleaning that up. It's sitting in my sink right now, the pot, and I've been scrubbing on the floor, trying to dry it off and get all the, I don't know, debris from the pot off of my floor. Oh, anyway, that's what I was doing this morning, and that was my crappy. Yeah, not so great. Not a great start to my day, by the way. Um, so John says, oh, I'm sorry, let me go down here a bit. More people. Oh, Shirley, good to see you from Dallas. Hey. Oh, that's cool. Hey, you guys. So, another crappy that I had, so terrible, is I cracked one of my teeth, which is awful. So I do not recommend biting on a pistachio shell that is solid. Anyway, yeah, not a good week for me. Well, I mean, it's been a good week. Every day that you're alive is a good day. Every week that you had some blessings, there's always some blessing. It's a good week. So I'm not going to say it's a bad week. But yeah, I had a couple of crappies this week, but a couple of happies too, you guys. So John says, at least you have teeth. Yeah, this is true, right? Gamer Christina, good to see you. Hi. Oh, I know, but I love pistachios. So I get these non-salted pistachios from Sprouts, and they have the big bins, and you just scoop out as many as you like. And I just love those, but I love them in the shell. I don't know why, I just do. And usually they're open enough that you can just open them up the rest of the way with your fingers. Anyway, I knew it too. I knew when I was looking at it, I thought, should I bite this? And everything that I've ever been taught told me, no, don't bite it. Just put it back in the bag and wait until you've got a nutcracker on hand. But no. Okay. Anyway, that was, you know what? We all make stupid choices, even though maybe that should be the topic today, right? We all make stupid choices, even though all of our teaching, all of our learning, all of our experience has told us or have told us that we should not. And we do it anyway because we think, oh, it's not going to affect me that way. I'll manage. I can do this. Anyway, that's my crappy this week. Lady Bobannon says, sorry about your pot. At least you can keep your plants alive. Yeah, that was the point, that was the goal. I was trying to keep it alive. Shirley said, hey, oh, good to see you here, Shirley. Oh, Shirley, yes. Wait, I don't know. I'm trying to remember. You look kind of familiar from comments, maybe. Gamer Christina says hi. Hi to you guys. 1991 Windsor says you eat less nuts when you have to crack them. LOL. Oh, is that it? Yeah, it's true. Because, there's some pleasure in like savoring each pistachio while I'm opening up the next one. Hey, I think you got something there. All right, you guys. So if any of you guys want to share any of your happy crappies, that'd be great. But I'm going to get started on the topic today. I don't know why this happens every week so far. Every time I plan a topic, it gets, the morning I wake up, something else comes up. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about what I had planned. And I struggle and I push and I'm like, no, I'm not going to talk about this thing that came up this morning because I'm not prepared. I'm going to talk about what I'm prepared for. And this morning, same thing happened. And I'll tell you, if you've seen the title, it's called, Do You Know How Beautiful You Are? He said. And I could also say, do you know how handsome you are? Or do you know how brilliant you are? If a woman says that to a man. Or do you know how smart you are? Or I think you're so intelligent. I think you're so funny. I love your jokes, or I love your humor. I love the way you laugh. These are things that feed our soul. They do. They just do. They feed our hearts. They feed a need, an empty place that's inside of us, even though we don't even realize it, right? Oh, here's Brian Hill says, "Oh my God, with all your intelligence, right? You still make, where is this? He says, I got many of those things. Wait, hold on. You guys are too funny. Okay, I'm skipping some. Crystal says, the less nuts you attract, the less cracked you'll be. Hey, there you go. That's a good topic, right? We should do that. And Brian says, I got many of those things. Nuts, you mean? With all your intelligence. Yeah. We still make bad choices, right? Even no matter how intelligent you are. Gamer Christina says, like the name of our topic. Oh, when someone mentions they like my looks, I go into a child mind state. Finally, someone sees me, and then I become attracted to them. How do I not care what someone thinks? Brilliant. I'm going to tell you, Christina, you're brilliant. You really are. That is exactly what I want to talk about today. You hit it straight on the nail. And the reason I want to talk about it, and I did not plan to talk about this morning, and you'll hear a bit of my background, how this has affected my life. And that's where I'm really not prepared, because it is a very intimate, hard part of my background. But somebody had written a comment saying that nobody sees her. And I want her to know. I hope that she gets on. I'm not sure if she saw my comment to invite her to come on to Happy Crappy Hour today, but I do hope she gets on. And because we want to be seen. We want to be seen. We want people to notice us. We don't want to walk around invisible. And I'm going to tell you a few invisible stories of mine, which you would think there's no way. You'd be really surprised, the people who walk around and feel invisible. There are so many people out there that you think, how can this person who's so successful or so attractive or so funny or always seems to be or is so popular, how can they feel invisible? Or this person who has a partner, who is married, who has a girlfriend, who has a boyfriend, how can they feel invisible? How can this person who has, 4 children feel invisible? How can this person who holds really important position at work, or, how can that person feel invisible? How can this person who gives speeches and, could be a professor, how can this person feel invisible? But let me tell you, I think more people feel invisible than we realize. We all feel like we're the only one who's invisible. And there could be some people you look around and you're like, oh, that person's not so attractive. That person probably feels invisible. But you might be surprised. That person might not feel invisible. They might actually feel pretty secure. They may actually have very healthy relationships, and they don't feel invisible. So it's not all about appearances. It's about what's deep inside of us. So Christina, Gamer Christina, that's why, or that's where we have to go to not feel this way and not care what someone thinks. Crystal Jean says, I'm actually repulsed when someone compliments my external now. I'm tired of all the superficial, Right. And, yeah, I would cringe. Like when someone would compliment me, and actually it's not just the external, even if they complimented me about my talents or my brain, my intelligence, I would cringe. But not because of them so much. I understand what you're saying. Sometimes you cringe at the other person because maybe you're like, oh, are you just telling me that because you're trying to get on my good side? You're trying to schmooze me. I understand that kind of reaction. But for me, the reaction, I would cringe because I did not believe it about myself. I did not carry that confidence for myself. So when someone would try to compliment me, I would thwart it. I would just bat it back to them. I'm like, no, don't tell me this. And or I just wouldn't believe it. I'd just be like, ah, they're just saying that to try to be nice and blah, blah, blah. And I just, I would kind of hurt myself in not accepting it. But there's a healthy way to accept a compliment and also not feel not feel like you need the compliment. So a long time ago, I learned just say thank you. Just say thank you. So I think I've done pretty well with that in a lot of the comments I've gotten, right? When I get a compliment, I'll respond with thank you instead of no, I don't deserve that compliment. I don't deserve. No, you know what? If someone's willing to say this to you, accept that. It's like a gift. They give you a gift, say thank you. So you guys, that's where I am right now, but I'm going to tell you where I have been and where, ugh. And these are topics that I thought, I really don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about the times I felt invisible because those were very, very painful times for me. Um, Windsor says, I was never really love bombed, but it's hard to take a compliment now when you think it's not genuine. Yeah, yeah. And even if you weren't love bombed per se, it could be that you were noticed or needed. Like someone needs you. And I think for men, a lot of times that's how, and women too, when someone needs you in their life and you feel wanted, that's not necessarily a love bomb, but it makes you feel seen. Lighthouse says, hello, lovely lady. Aw, thank you. Hello back to you, lovely person. I can't remember if you're, because from your name, I can't tell. Crystal Jean says, especially by men. I realize it's likely CPTSD trigger at this point. Yeah, I think so too. Brenda B, good morning. Yeah, you say I feel invisible. Yes, I'm going to tell you my invisible stories. I'm just going to catch up with a few comments first. June and Brenda, you're not invisible. I see you. I see you on here. Welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. June DeCarlo, I do too, Brenda B. June, I see you too. I'm so glad that you guys are here. Crystal Jean, good for you. She says, Brenda, you're not. No, and neither is June. Lighthouse, why some narcs change their location a lot? Oh, yeah, because they're running from themselves. They don't like who they are. Once they feel like, I'll answer that real quick. Once they realize that some people have caught on to them and they know it doesn't have to be the whole town that knows. It could be just a few people that know who they are, don't like them, are coming against them, and they feel like they got to move on because they have to have only people who admire them, or they can't have people who are critical of them in any way or know any of their faults. And what they're doing is they're running away from their faults and their woundedness and their mistakes. Excuse me. Instead of fixing them, patching them up, or instead of working on them. Lighthouse says, yes, I don't accept compliments. I have low self-esteem and I take it as an insult. Yes, that's how I used to take it too. I'm like, what the heck? Why are you telling me this? Why are you giving me this compliment? Brian says, is this relatable to narcs? Because he would say to me, why can't you accept I'm genuinely interested in you and truly care about you? It felt like he saw me, but felt odd for me. Does that make sense? Yes, absolutely. I've had, excuse me, I gotta move because I'm sitting on the edge of a couch here and about to fall off. Okay, trying to get comfortable. Yeah, this absolutely has to do with narcissists. Because part of the reason why we fall for the narcissist or have a very hard time getting over them is because a lot of times we feel like finally this one person saw me. And even if other people have given you compliments, that narcissist tends to be able to get our attention, keep our attention, and in that moment, say these very deep, profound, or to us it's profound because we've batted away all these other compliments, but the narcissist will look straight to us and say, look, I see you. And they keep our attention to the point where we're like, wow, they do see me. this person really does see me, or this person really does need me, or this person really does want me. And that's the connection we build with them. Hi, Shirley. Okay, yeah, you said at my age, I get approached and asked for my phone number at gas stations and grocery stores. Free and having a great time. Yeah, that's kind of nice to get those compliments and be able to just accept them. If you're at that point, that is so nice because then, you feel good and you're like, wow, this feels great. And you're happy and you go on. And that's a very healthy way of taking a compliment. You don't have to take it like, oh my gosh, who's that person? I need to spend time with that person who saw me. And I need them. I need them in my life because they see me. Instead, just go, oh, that's nice that they gave me this compliment. So, Brian, why can't you accept? Oh, yeah. I'm trying to say, see, when you said that this person felt odd for you, does that make sense? Do you mean like they felt like they couldn't understand why? Yes, that's why I put it the way I did. The title of this topic is, "Do you know how beautiful you are?" And actually, it was said to me multiple times by a narcissist. And at first I was like, nah, no, but it was nice to hear. It was really nice to hear. And even though I've had other people in my life say it to me for some reason, when the narc said it, I wanted to believe it. I wanted to believe it more. Crystal says, hey, June. Yeah, you're welcome. Crystal says, we opened up to our narc and wanted to be truly seen by them, and we weren't. They were our primary relationship, and they couldn't or wouldn't see us. We opened up to them, and it was denied. Yeah, we felt ... Yeah, that's what happens. But this is why I'm saying I was not prepared to do this topic, but I'm hoping that this will all make sense to everybody by the time we get to the end of the hour and we get to share about our experiences. Sarah says, I never liked compliments about my appearance, but about my work. Now that I learned to love myself and that my work is a result of perfectionism from self-hate, I prefer the other compliments more. Yes, it's true. It doesn't matter. You're right, because our wounding will show up in different ways. Our wounding will either prevent us from accepting compliments about physical things or even about our accomplishments, right? You're right. Thank you so much for sharing that. Crystal Jean says, invisible to the ones that we wanted to be seen by the most. Yeah. Right? Rahel, hey, good to see you. It's been a while. I've seen you in comments, though, so I'm glad you're here. Crystal says, falling off the couch, was there a pina colada in that pineapple? Yeah, I wish. Yeah, love pina colada. No, it's because the back of the couch is what you see behind Oscar there. So I'm sitting on the other, and it's not a couch, it's like a chaise or whatever. I don't know. It's a long couch type of thing. So I gotta find a better setup because it's gotta get easier than this. Right now I'm like on the floor, leaning on the couch, not comfortable. Yeah. Brian says, wow, thanks. Aw. Rahel says, yeah, I see through so much mud now. Yeah. Yeah. Lighthouse says, Sarah, I am fat / black, and when a narc wants to hurt me, he says, hey, lovely. So I know he wants to send a reverse message. It hurts. Oh my gosh. Huh. I don't, yeah. You know what? Accept it, Lighthouse. Accept lovely. You can be lovely, Maybe you don't feel like you're traditionally beautiful or what you think is beautiful, but and I bet people around you know that you are lovely. Like they can see the loveliness come from out of you, your personality, your character. I bet, and that to me is more beautiful. That's what makes a person so attractive is what's inside of them. And it just accentuates what's on the outside. So anyway, you guys, I hope that Oh, that just really gets me that you said that about yourself. Don't say negative things about yourself. But thank you for sharing. I understand what you meant. Rahel says, I can't even remember a compliment, guys. Oh, Rahel, don't say that. Okay, I'll give you one right now. I love this picture of you. You look so cute. But I don't know. What, I hope you take that compliment. I hope you understand that that was sincere. And it doesn't mean that you have to love me for the rest of my life. Just take the compliment and know that you look cute. Lighthouse says, they broke my self-confidence. Yes, yes, exactly. And when somebody says this to you and you believe it, and then they treat you badly, even though you're running after them because you want to still be seen. You want that time back when they did see you, when they did need you, when they did tell you they couldn't live without you, when they did tell you you were the most important thing in their life, when they told you all these things, and now they don't feel that way anymore. You feel like you're worthless, right? You feel like nobody else is going to feel this way about me. So I want that back. And that's why a lot of times supply or the victims of narcissists will go running back to them, trying to get it back. Brian says, when he said to me that, okay, say that to me, it was on the phone. And I was like, why is he saying this to me when he barely knows me? Yeah, it's true. They do. They barely know you. And okay, the words, I have thought about this week, that narcissists will say things to people, and it's almost like casting a big fishing net. You can fish with a fishing pole and be very specific and take a lot of work and, get the hook ready, get the bait, make sure the line's not tangled, stuff like that, right? Or you can get a net and I understand you have to, being a fisherman, probably you understand there are knots and stuff that get in the net. But let's just say if you can catch more than one fish an hour or one fish in 10 minutes, right? You can throw this net, and then when you bring it back up in 15, 20 minutes, or maybe an hour, you've got dozens of fish in there, like far more than you can with just one fishing pole. So here's the deal. Narcissists use words like a net. They will throw it around to everybody, like as many people as they feel like saying it to. So when they say to you or to me, do you know how beautiful you are? Or do you know how smart you are? Or I just love your smile. They are saying it to about 20 other people that day. And they catch us because the few of us, other people will see the net and keep swimming and, get the heck out of there. Like, what? Okay, whatever. I'm not interested in you. But to those of us who were wounded right there at that moment, and it's not every moment of our life, it's just certain moments that we're really low, or we don't even realize that we're feeling low. We don't realize that we're kind of empty in this one area. Like we're walking around, we have no idea that we're empty, right? Like one of you guys was saying that, or I'm sorry. Yeah, Rahel, you were saying that you don't remember the last time you got a compliment. That's where, we don't think about that like every day. When was the last time I had a compliment? No, we walk around, and then suddenly when someone says a compliment to us, we're like, wow, as if you've been, and I've heard this before, thirsty, right? You don't realize that you're thirsty. I don't know if you guys know this, but by the time that you realize that you're thirsty, like you sense that you're thirsty, I'm talking physiologically, physically, you are actually already dehydrated. So some people think they're not dehydrated until like hours and hours later. But no, by the time you even sense or notice that you're thirsty, you're already dehydrated. So it's sort of the same way when you're walking around and someone throws this compliment at you, or not just walking around, but you meet somebody and you're hanging out together a few times or whatever, and this person throws you a compliment. You don't even realize that you were thirsty for one. You don't realize you were dehydrated. You were parched, right? Anyway, Brian says, when he said that to me, it was, oh yeah, sorry, I already read that. Rahel says, he didn't compliment me that much. Yeah. But if they pay some attention to you, that pulls us into, it just tells you it might be a compliment. It might be the way they treat you at first. It might be that they just want us around, and having somebody want us around makes us feel needed. Lady Bobannon, I love saying that, by the way, Bobannon. The narc X made me feel like a real person and acknowledged. I missed the gassing up and ego boosts, but everything he loved about me was flipped during discard. Exactly, and that's what happens. Rahel says, Brian, because they are predators. Maybe he was stalking you and investigating. Yep, yep. And that's the net. They throw this net to see who they're going to catch. And the person that responds to this compliment or the attention or the stare or whatever it is that they throw your way, then they start working on you a little bit more and a little bit more. And they dig in a little bit more just to see if they can get a hook into you. Crystal says, mine only complimented me in front of others. Oh my gosh. Crystal, yes. Yeah, they will do that. And that's, you know what? That tells you right there that if your ex is with another supply right now and you see that narcissist complimenting the new supply, that's probably the most compliments the new supply is getting. They're probably not getting as many behind the door, behind the closed door, as you would think they are getting. Rahel says, I get the feeling he didn't want to compliment because he didn't want to boost my self-esteem and he was jealous of me. I would have to ask him to say nice things to me. Yep, it gets to that point. Once they get you, then you become, once you're under them and they have control over you, now you're not allowed to outshine them. That net was not supposed to put you on a pedestal. That net was just to capture you, to catch you. And once they've caught you, then now they don't need the net anymore. They don't need to keep pouring compliments on you. Unless, like Crystal is saying, in public. Because if they compliment you in public, maybe they can get other people jealous of them for having you. It's just absolutely nuts. Lady Bobannon says, Lighthouse, beauty is defined in so many different ways. When actions matches words, it is likely genuine. Brian says, Rahel, I agree. I will add that near the end, when I'd say how much things like that meant in the beginning, he'd say I was living in the past of how it began. Okay, that's a turkey. I'm sorry. That is a narcissist that would say such a turkey thing. Because if the person loves you, they would want to rekindle that. They would want to let you know every day how amazing you are, how wonderful you are. They want you to feel appreciated. And if you're wounded, I know it sounds needy, but if you're wounded in that area and you need to feel seen, and I think a lot of us need to feel seen, because when we're not, we feel kind of like we're just floating around in space, untethered to anything. I know it grounds me when my husband tells me that I'm beautiful. At first, I'm like, oh, you're just saying that because you're my husband. You have to say it. And I don't know why, but I don't take compliments from him very well. And I'm working on that. I'm trying to I think I have to slow down because he's someone who loves me, right? The people who actually love you and say this to you, we have to slow down and take it in. When the narcissist says it to us, they slow us down until we take it in. And that's why it's anchored inside of us when they do treat us well, or at the beginning, right, when they had treated us well. They do it at a time when it can anchor in our heart the compliment or the action or the behavior or, other things that they did or said. So, you guys, so let me share with you. There are a lot of comments here. Okay, Gamer says, Christine says, I'm working to accept the compliments with boundaries. How? Say thank you and really try to believe that others can see that goodness in me. Plus, slowly interact with them. Do not push away yet. Yes, very, very good points. That's really, really what I'm trying to get to. Thank you, Gamer Christina, for saying that. You accept it, and then, also accept that about yourself, like believe that about yourself, so that when other people say they notice this about you, it's like, oh, thank you for noticing. But you already believe it about yourself, which is great. And you don't have to be like, oh, I believe this about myself, so I'm so wonderful and so much better than everybody else. That's the arrogant, crazy, narcissistic way of seeing it. But you can feel healthy about yourself, like, wow, I really like this about myself. I really like that I take care of myself. I like that I'm healthy, or I'm exercising, and it shows that I look healthy. And or you can be like, I also like that I've been working hard, so other people are noticing what a hard worker I am, or how good I am, or how smart I am at this. So that's great. That's great that they noticed. But you already knew this about yourself because you already had been pouring into yourself. Good job. Thank you for saying that. And take it slowly when people pour compliments on you, right? Excellent. Yeah, Crystal says, yes, I was coming out of a very invalidating, emotionally abusive stepfather nuclear home situation. Yes, I can understand that. That's where I was. When you're raised by an abusive person, a toxic person, a narcissist, when you're raised in an abusive or toxic environment, and not even always, it doesn't have to be continually and always abusive. I've seen other people come out of childhoods where it seemed pretty normal, and the occasional whatever, but they get wounded in their self-esteem, and when somebody comes by and boosts their self-esteem, it's like a lifesaver that was thrown to them. It was like they were finally thrown a rope where they can get to shore, or to safety, or to a place that they never knew could exist for them. Yeah. Sarah says, my ex did compliment me all the time. He was obsessed with my body. Wow. He said I was intelligent, etc. But how can you feel good about it when you know he was also verbally abusive and triangulating? Oh, Sarah, that's that is hard, because you know what? There is truth. There is truth in the things that the narcissist says when they're compliments to you. I want to say that, yeah, they know to use those words as a tool to capture people, but they also use those words because I'm not going to say all narcissists are like this, but if this person kept complimenting you, it's because they were enthralled with you. They did see all this amazing or wonderful things about you that drew them to you. But because they're abusive and toxic or narcissistic, they can't be healthy in a relationship. They're jealous, they have no empathy, and they're controlling. So, and they're like children, right? They don't have the temperament to be stable. They're very volatile temperamentally. So they're going to also lash out and be abusive. So the lashing out and the abusiveness is a core of who they are, not of who you are. It doesn't matter how great you are, they are going to always be abusive. So that part is not a reflection of you. But the part where they tell you how attracted they are to you, how much they're drawn to you, that is, they actually are drawn to you. They really are attracted to you. Agriculturist said he went totally over the top with compliments, so they were unbelievable. Oh, that's not good either. For example, he said my hair was so long that it was almost to the floor. It isn't. What the heck? Oh, that is weird. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the heck that's about either. Like the exaggerated, I don't know, comments. Maybe they're just being, well, narcissists exaggerate all the time in other ways too. So they don't even know, like those types of comments or like they're not even aware of what they're talking about. They're not really there. It's my guess. Lighthouse says, I wonder how very mature old aged empaths fall into the trap of narcissists. And some of them even have high professions. Are they blind or stupid? No. They're empty in a place that's not visible to the rest of us. They're empty or they're wounded also in that place. And the narcissist casting their net. Now, they don't know who's wounded. They don't know who's feeling depleted. They don't know who's thirsty. They don't know who needs to hear what they're going to say. They're casting this net out there, and they'll say, hey, gorgeous, hey, beautiful, or hi, handsome, or, whatever. They're casting this net to almost, I don't want to say almost everybody they meet on this, along the way, but they say it to multiple people. And at some point, they're going to catch somebody. Crystal says, wait, where's the agriculturist? Oh, okay. I'm taking this all in. This is so eye-opening, Brian says. Oh, wow. I'm so glad that this is good for you. Crystal Jean says, I actually believe I'm truly a beautiful person now, inside. He's a monster. Yes, you're also beautiful on the outside. Okay, you guys, Rahel, says, yep, eye-opening, and you will never be the same going forward knowing this. I'm sorry, I'm just reading a few. There's some small comments that I don't feel like we need to read. Oh, V Wolf, good to see you. Says, do you realize? What? I don't even understand. Oh, I may have to look it up. The Flaming Lips. Love that song. Oh, okay. I will look it up afterwards. Thank you for the suggestion. Rahel says, don't look at their social media. Yeah. Because you're going to see them complimenting the new supply. It's going to make you feel insane. It's going to make you feel like you're worthless. But, oh, Crystal, you guys, I wasn't looking for compliments. I know you weren't, but we had to say it. You're awesome. Yeah, Rahel. She says you look like her younger sister. If they hoover, Rahel says, if they hoover, it's an insult. It means they think you're a fool. No, not necessarily. I don't think they think that you're a fool. They just hope that you'll, you know what? Sometimes I guess narcissists do pick their targets and they think, I'm going to get, this person is not smart, and they can hoover you. But when you don't accept it, that shows them that you're not a fool. But some narcissists will hoover because they are depleted and they are struggling to get you back because they need somebody that will take care of their need for affirmation, or their sexual needs, or their physical needs, financial needs, and they hoover for that reason, and not even thinking like, are you stupid or not? They're just doing it because they think you'll be willing to come back to them and do this for them. Sarah says, yes, he was very controlling and jealous. I was a trophy girlfriend for him. Also because of my professional achievements, he wanted to take advantage of. Yes, exactly. I'm so sorry that happened to you. And it's going to happen. It does happen a lot to people who are successful. Oh my gosh, V Wolf. Oh, thank you. Did you just donate to me? Aw, I love this. Oh my gosh. Okay, you guys are killing me. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. I never, ever, I'm like, what? Okay, this is so awesome. Sorry, you guys, kind of got stuck on that. But Sarah, you just made my day. That cleaning up that pot and everything was worth it. I'm not talking about pot, the other stuff, but my flower pot. Sarah says, it hurts so much. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. Let me get back to this. Sarah says, it hurt so much when colleagues said I was the best that happened to him in a long while. They didn't know that he abused me minutes before, and I was going through a silent panic attack. Oh my gosh, Sarah. Yeah, It's true. Like people who know the narcissist will know. And, I'm looking at some of the narcissists in my life and some that they're not like super involved in my life. They're kind of afar and I can still see them around. And they're not really know what they're doing, but I know that they're in these other relationships. And I can think, wow, this is, oh my gosh. For example, one ex friend of mine now had the best guy that ever happened to her. Best guy. He reminds me so much of my husband. And I thought, this guy is going to love her so well. He's willing to take all of her crazy nut job things that are going on in her family with her kids. He's willing to take everything and give her everything. And she finally thought she was going to marry him. But here's the deal. I'm so sickened by this. I can see now she was just using him until the next thing came along. And sure enough, the next thing came along, and the next thing was, and I'm not absolutely sure, but I don't know him this well, but I've known this other one guy for some time, um, is probably a narcissist too. I don't spend a whole lot of time with the new guy, I have not spent a whole lot of time with the new guy. But from what I understand from the exes, and he is a narcissist. So he's flashy, he's got money and all this stuff. So this guy comes floating by, and now she's jumped onto that ship, totally devastating the best thing that had ever happened to her. So, I can understand where you are coming from because that's what narcissists do. And I'm so sorry that they do that to you. And you are probably, people are telling you that you are the best thing that happened to this narcissist. You probably were. But you know what? Too bad for them. They missed out. And that narcissist would have been a total nightmare for you. So take that as a warning as well. When somebody tells you you're the best thing that ever happened to that person, but they don't tell you that this person is so wonderful and amazing, and they think that they're ah they're anyway it's not mutual. The feeling is not mutual between then they know that you would have inherited or taken on a nightmare, and you did figure that out, and I'm glad that you're out of there now. Sarah, agriculturist says, Sarah, they often want a profit from you, business, connections, money, etc. Yeah, and physical, they want to take advantage of you physically too. Rahel says, oh my gosh, Sarah, that sounds like the stuff I constantly went through. He would do it just before we went out or had to be somewhere. Yes, they completely undermine and sabotage you and your emotions, and then they expect you to just behave, like act normal, act like you're in love with me. It's absolutely nuts. And that's the nightmare I'm talking about. Why we would want to stay in that, we don't. So just know that you are blessed and lucky to be out. So, you guys, I know that Rahel says, Brian, we're happy you're here. Rahel says, they probably send out 100 messages on Facebook to see who will bite the bait. It's true. They probably are. They probably are. It's the same thing. Oh my gosh, with texting. I knew a narcissist who would text multiple people at the same time to see who would be the first to show up at his door. And whoever showed up at his door first, he'd spend time with. And anybody else after that, like even though he's like making all these plans, like, hey, want to get together, like casting all of these out. And then when the other person drops everything and comes, but they're second or third or fourth or fifth, too bad for them. He's like, nope. It's just insane to me. Rahel says, stay here and binge watch. You're a survivor now. He didn't deserve or even breathe the same air that you breathe. We were not supposed to be with them. Lighthouse says, how can a histrionic female narc get money without even getting a job? What do you mean by get money? Like from other people, kind of living off of other people, guilting people into or making them feel sorry for them, and giving them stuff. Oh my gosh, I know somebody who kind of does that. I don't know that they mean to do it, but maybe. They always have sad stories. Like financially, they're always a wreck. So people always feel like they should be giving to this person. And after a while, you kind of feel like, wait a minute, why am I always giving, out of guilt? Like you feel like, oh, I see somebody in need, I want to give to them. So narcissists will play off of everybody else's empathy, off of everybody else's conscience. Well, that's another thing because narcissists don't have a conscience. They don't have one like we have. Crystal says, I was on the verge of a panic attack by the time we arrived anywhere by car. The car ride was usually him picking a fight or giving me the silent treatment because I was running a little late. Ugh. Oh, man. I'm so sorry. I know what that's like. I'm so sorry that you went through that. That is devastating. It is very traumatic. It is like so unsettling emotionally, psychologically, that you feel that it's freaking crazy town. I'm telling you, it is absolute crazy town because you have to behave like, oh, everything's perfect, everything's fine. And then everybody says, oh, you guys are so wonderful. I think you guys are so amazing together. Or, they compliment the narcissist for what a great person they think they are because you're acting normal. You're acting like, the wonderful person that you are. So they think if the narcissist can get such a wonderful person as you, then that just kind of plays into the narcissist image of being wonderful. So, oh my gosh. Um, Sarah says, another of his girlfriends died 10 years ago due to cardiac arrest, maybe due to the anxiety. Wow. Wow. I felt it too. He goes out to play the poor widower, only to attract empathetic women who may die too. Oh no. Excuse me, you guys. I gotta get a drink here. So, oh my gosh. Yeah. So whatever their situation is, they play it up. Like being a widower, having financial struggles, they may play it up to get sympathy and people with a conscience to contribute or give or take them on. Gamer Christina says, okay, hold on, you guys. Oh, I like this. Rahel says, take long baths with aromatherapy, buy a nice big blanket, get some tea. And that goes along with just taking care, really taking care of yourself. Gamer Christina says, I got bangs a few months ago, actually received compliments from strangers about my hair. Oh, cool. My ex has yet to see my new look. I'm scared I am not strong enough to turn him away if he likes my new look. Okay, then you need to stay away from him, Gamer Christina. Please, please stay away from him. If you cannot, you have to prepare a response to if you should run into him. And that response has to be, if you don't feel like you're going to be strong enough to withstand his compliments, then cross the street. Run, like literally run the other way. Just like book it out of there, woman. I want to tell you that because you have to make that exit plan now when you can think straight. So that when you come across him, and you have to repeat it to yourself each day. If I see him, run the other way, run the other way, turn around, duck into a different store, and then escape. Go down a different aisle. Go to a different restaurant. Whatever it is, just get out of there. You have to have this exit plan in order if you feel that weak and still drawn to the narcissist. Rahel says, what a loser, Crystal. They make me want to throw up. Aw. Yep. Agriculturist says, that's right. They parallel text like crazy. It's that net that they throw. V Wolf says, yeah, mine would keep me from having time to shower before we went to see his friends. He knew how important it was for me to be freshly showered. I'm a clean freak. Yeah. Yeah, they're not interested in making sure that we get what we need. They, in fact, they want to unsettle us because the more unsettled we are, the more easily controlled we can be. And yeah, it's such it is such a mind game. Oh my gosh, Rahel, you're so right. This is something that is huge, you guys, huge. Don't listen to sad romantic music. Not even sad romantic music. Don't listen to romantic music. And especially imagine or think about the narcissist while you're listening to romantic music. It draws you back in. That is so important. I've seen some viewers who've gone on and commented that I think what they do, some of them, not all of them, but I think a lot of people, maybe a lot of people, because I have done this too, is I've listened to some romantic music and it'll take me back. And I was like, wow, even though it was a long time ago. And when that happens, like when a specific song comes on and it takes me back, I turn it off. That's it. It's like, what the heck? I had no idea because our memories are really, can be really, really strong because of the strong, crazy whirlwind of a relationship that we had. I could take you back so quickly without you even realizing, like, wow, it's been a really long time. It's been years. Why in the heck am I having this reaction? Well, our sense of smell, sound, taste, if that if that triggers a memory, it makes the memory a lot deeper. So anyway, you guys. So romantic songs is one of those are yeah, they're one of those things that take us back to a time and place that we spent with the narcissist. Well, you guys, I guess I did not talk to you about some of the times that I, felt invisible. And I do understand this place. I guess we kind of alluded to it a little bit because one of you guys mentioned it too. I think it was you, Crystal, coming out of childhood where you were neglected or around an abusive parent. And you do feel invisible coming out of that. You feel very ruined and broken. And when somebody notices you and tells you how beautiful you are, tells you how smart you are, how much they love to be with you, it makes you feel seen. Because around an abusive person, the only time they see you is to abuse you. And like if you're coming out of a childhood like that, which I want to tell you, that's the kind of childhood I came out of because, and that's why I don't like to talk about this. But you do feel invisible. I mean, you kind of, you're there, but you've developed this kind of survival tactic of becoming invisible because you don't want to attract the abuser's attention towards you. You want to, you want to fade into the background, into the walls, so that the abuser doesn't target you and hurt you. So coming out of that, when someone tells you, and also another thing is the abuser would tell me that I was ugly and treated me really, really badly. I won't get into all of it here, but the whole smearing, the whole, telling other people how, just making up stories so that they would look like the most amazing parent to the most horrible child. I was like, wait, I don't understand. I don't ever get into any trouble. I don't do anything. I don't do drugs. I don't drink. I don't sleep around. I get good grades. I'm respectful. I don't ever talk back. I mean, I'm from that where, you never ever talk back or you're never sassy towards your parents. Yeah. But this abuser would make it seem like I was this, hellion. And I was like, what the heck? And people believed her. I was like, what the heck? Seriously, really? But anyway, it freaking sucks. All of it sucks. The way we grow up, if you were abused while growing up, I have a friend who wasn't, and I'm so, you know, so excited that she didn't. She had other trauma afterwards, but I'm so excited that this is she had a good childhood. It warms my heart. Maybe excited, it's not the word, but it warms my heart. It's exciting because it's possible. Like I was telling another friend of mine recently about that friend's childhood, and she and I kind of share the second friend. She and I share the same kind of traumatic childhood, and she's like, "What? That's possible? You can have a childhood with loving parents? What?" So she yeah. So to us, it's like an anomaly. Like, wow, you can have a good childhood. This is great. Uh, and anyway, you guys. So I know what it's like. I know what it's like to be invisible. I know what it's like to come out of there and feel like nobody really cares about you. And then when this narcissist comes by and says, "Do you know how beautiful you are?" Actually, when that was said to me, I don't think anybody actually said that to me. I usually had gotten compliments like, "Wow, you're so beautiful. I just want to let you know." Like, wow, okay, whatever. I didn't accept it. But when the narcissist would say, "Don't you know?" That just made me feel like, what? What? No, I don't. I don't know it because I wasn't raised to believe that about myself. And my husband now has a heck of a time, sorry for him, trying to get me to believe it. And yeah, but that's me. That's not him. I love him so much, and I'm so thankful for him that he's willing to keep at this until I believe it from him. And it's not like I don't believe it from him. I guess I'm just, like Gamer Christina was saying, trying to get it accepted in a healthy way, which is thank you, honey, for saying that. And I love that in his eyes, I'm beautiful. I love how he looks at me. I love that and he's seen me without makeup, and he's seen me first thing, with bed hair. He has seen me sick. He has seen me like completely, oh, just a total mess. And when I get all dressed up and, prettied up, and he says, "Oh, you look beautiful," I can accept that. Like, okay, you know what? I know that I wasn't looking beautiful before this, but since I put a little bit of effort into it, I'll accept it. I can accept that. Okay. Anyway, you guys, I'm rambling on. So, those of you who think that you're ramblers, you are so welcome here, as you can tell. You guys, it has been an hour already. Why? But I'm going to let you guys wrap up a little bit. I'll let you guys go for a few minutes here. I'm going to try to catch up with some of these comments. Okay, Rahel says, oh, wait, I want to go back. Oh my gosh, you guys have had so many comments. Okay, Rahel says, so many people in pain when a couple gets together, it's only going to lead to bad karma. Oh my, oh yeah. Yeah. She also said, nothing positive will come out of that. Trust me. Also, how they got them is how they will lose them. Yeah. Lady Bobannon says something about her ex, her narcissist, being very hypnotic. If I did not know he was a narc, I'd be attracted. Whoa. Yeah. Oh, wait. You guys, I'm so glad you're supporting each other here and helping one another. This is good. So a lot of these comments are about that, just supporting and encouraging one another. I so appreciate that about you guys. Oh yeah. Lady Bobannon says, I'm sorry, it's all a show, woman. The ex got engaged in less than a year to his new supply, and they married 2 months after my divorce. Yeah, it is absolutely nuts. Oh my gosh, you guys, I don't understand this. And for a while, it might look like, oh my gosh, what a fantasy relationship. So romantic, so, beautiful. And the new supply thinks that they're in a fairy tale, and it is going to end very sadly at some point. It's going to come, the higher they go, oh my gosh, the bigger the fairy tale, the harder the crash is going to be. Amina, good to see you here. It's been a while. Yeah. Or else you get shy when I read your comments. Gamers, Christine says, right. It is not that I do not believe I am not beautiful. I do. I do believe I am beautiful. But the problem is that I do not believe others can actually see my beauty. Yeah. But they do. They do. And, if you, okay, let me end. Actually, we did not really address this. If you are walking around and you're not able to take a compliment, know that you have work to do. That's where, a few weeks ago, I challenged my viewers here on Happy Crappy Hour to stand in front of the mirror and tell yourself compliments, right? Tell yourself, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, or you're saying it to yourself. You are beautiful, you are smart, you are handsome, you are talented, you're a good singer, whatever it is that you know about yourself or you suspect about yourself, say it, even if you don't feel it. You have to be able to stand on how you feel about yourself. And once you're able to accept it, it is nice to hear it from other people. And we just have to be very careful, have to be so careful about getting hooked by over compliments. It's nice to hear. It always is nice to hear a compliment, but we have to be grounded too and realize, well, I'm a work in progress. And for the rest of my life, I will be a work in progress. And that's okay. That's great because, the more you want to improve yourself, that's, I think, what life is. Yes, you accept yourself, who you are, but it's so rewarding to also know that, be aware that you have flaws. Because if you're not real with yourself and you don't notice that you have any flaws, you're going to have other problems down the road. Anyway, just be real with yourself. Get deep with yourself. See where that wounding came from. A lot of times it comes from childhood, the way you were raised, the way you were neglected or abused, or the way you were spoken to or not spoken to. So take some time to examine that and speak truth over it. Say that I am seen. I am valuable. I am worthy. In those times when your parent or whoever mistreated you, say that that was on them. What they said was about them, not about me. So you can reject it. You can say you won't accept it and be physical in this world. Say it out loud and use your voice. Write it out if you have to, until the truth becomes a reality and those lies go back into the ground or wherever they came from. Like you bury those, you get rid of those. You don't need to live with those anymore. So you guys, Rahel says, my face is getting red. I'm going to keep reading all of your comments then, Rahel, from now on. No. Lady Bowman says, oh, I'm sorry, that doesn't, just about another comment to Sam Vaknin. Well, you guys, it is the end of our Happy Crappy Hour. So glad that you were here. I hope that you guys will have a wonderful, beautiful week. Know that you are worthy. Know that you are seen. And if you come on here, your comments are going to be read. That's what I'll notice. You're going to be seen, woman. You're going to be noticed. And blessings to all of you guys. Big hugs to you, Amina, too. Eye off the tiger. Good to see you. Says it is so important to love and know yourself. Yes, yes. Love and know yourself. Accept a compliment. Say thank you. Sadly, some of us don't get compliments every day. Some of you guys do, which is wonderful. Don't let it get to your head. But know that you are important. You are noticed. You are beautiful. You are handsome. You are wonderful people. And blessings to all of you. I wish you lots of healing and I wish you lots of joy, you guys. Find things that spark joy for you. Don't forget to do that. Blessings to you and have a great week.